Hey there, treasure hunters and coin collectors, listen closely because this is the kind of story that makes your heart race and your wallet dream big. Imagine holding a simple quarter in your hand. Just 25 cents, right? But what if I told you that one rare Washington quarter dollar from 1965, yes, 1965, has shocked collectors and dealers alike, fetching a jaw-dropping price between $123,000 and $136,000. You heard that right. A coin that could have bought you a candy bar is now worth more than a luxury car. This isn't just any quarter. We're talking about the rare 1965 Washington quarter that came from a proof set, not the usual circulation coins that you'd find in your pocket change. This is the one the US Mint was not supposed to make in proof quality that year. But somehow, a few escaped, and now they're considered one of the rarest US coins ever discovered. Let's get one thing straight, 1965 quarters are not supposed to be silver. That was the first year the US Mint switched from 90% silver coins to clad composition. So how in the world did a silver-looking proof quarter from 1965 even exist? That's what makes it a collector's fantasy. Now here's where the story turns golden. A lucky few collectors stumbled upon these proof-like 1965 quarters that were clearly struck with special dies, intended for a proof set that technically didn't exist that year. These ultra-rare coins have an unusual mirror-like surface, a crisp strike, and razor-sharp details that normal 1965 quarters just don't have. These aren't just rare, they're mysterious. Experts believe these proof coins may have been struck accidentally at the Philadelphia Mint, possibly as test strikes or internal samples. But guess what? A handful made it out. And when they show up at auctions, they create bidding wars like you wouldn't believe. So if you have a 1965 Washington quarter sitting around, stop what you're doing and check it. Here's what to look for: shiny mirror-like surfaces, not the dull finish of a normal coin. Super sharp details, especially in George Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. No mint mark, since it came from Philadelphia. And most importantly, a clear, deep cameo contrast between the design and the background. If it matches these details, you could be sitting on an extremely rare proof strike that collectors are going wild for. And here comes the real kicker: one of these 1965 Washington quarter dollars, confirmed to be from a proof die and authenticated by grading experts, sold for a staggering amount of money. We're talking $123,000 to $136,000, yes, for one single quarter. So don't ignore those old coins in your collection. Search your coin jars. Look through your pocket change. Ask your grandparents. That 1965 quarter could be a rare US Mint error from a proof set that shouldn't exist, and if you're lucky, it could be your ticket to life-changing money. Smash that like button. Today's story is going to blow your mind wide open. Because we're not talking about ancient gold or pirate treasure, we're talking about a regular-looking 25-cent coin that could be worth more than a brand new mansion. You heard that right. A 1977 Washington quarter dollar, yes, just a common quarter from your childhood, has been discovered with a shocking twist. Not just any coin, but a proof strike from the US Mint special sets, and it's valued between $133,000 and $1,365,000. Let that number sink in. A simple quarter, worth over $1 million. Are you starting to feel that coin fever yet? So how is that even possible? In 1977, the US Mint produced proof sets for collectors, mirror-like coins made with extra care, polished dies, and beautiful detail. These are not coins made for circulation. These are coins meant to shine, to dazzle, to sit proudly in a collector's case. But somehow, someway, one particular 1977 Washington quarter dollar stood out from the rest. A flawless, high-grade proof coin that stunned expert graders with its unmatched quality. This wasn't just another pretty proof coin, this was the perfect storm of rarity, condition, and mystery. Now let's talk about what makes this coin so insanely valuable. First, the strike quality. This 1977 quarter came from a proof set, but the coin appears to have been struck multiple times under intense pressure. That results in incredibly crisp details. Look at Washington's jawline, the delicate lines in his hair, the sharp feathers on the eagle. Everything pops. Second, the mirror finish. It's so reflective you could practically do your makeup in it. The contrast between the frosted design and the shiny background creates what's known as deep cameo, the highest level of visual perfection for proof coins. Third, and most important, the grade. This specific 1977 proof quarter received a top-tier professional grade, making it one of the highest quality coins ever minted in that year. Grading services like PCGS and NGC consider it a showstopper, a once-in-a-lifetime piece. Now here's where things get wild. This coin didn't just go for a few $1,000s. Oh no. At high-profile auctions, collectors battled for it with deep pockets and one thing in mind: owning a piece of US mint history. When the dust settled, the coin was sold for a staggering amount, between $133,000 and $1,365,000. That's right, your pocket change just became a millionaire's collectible. So now the question is, do you have one? Here's how to check. It must be a 1977 Washington quarter. It must come from a proof set, so it'll have a super shiny surface and extra detail. Look for a deep mirror finish and a deep cameo contrast. Check the condition. No scratches, no wear. Flawless fields. If it's graded by PCGS or NGC and marked PR70 or similar, you might be holding gold disguised as silver. And if you've got one of those tucked away in your collection or your grandparents' coin box, well, you might just be sitting on a hidden fortune. We're talking about a rare, mysterious coin that has sold for between $125,000 and $138,000. Yes, you heard that right. A 25-cent coin, worth more than a luxury car. And it's not some ancient relic from centuries ago. This treasure was minted in the same year as Top Gun, the Nintendo Entertainment System, and the Oprah Winfrey Show. It's hiding in plain sight, and it could be hiding in your home. This isn't a regular 1986 quarter you'd find in your pocket change. No, no. This is a rare proof coin from a US Mint proof set, those high-quality, mirror-finish coins made exclusively for collectors. But here's where it gets interesting: most proof coins are valuable, sure. But this particular 1986 Washington quarter is in a league of its own. Experts say it may have been part of a special early strike batch, hit with polished dies, and preserved in pristine, untouched condition. The kind of coin that grading services dream about. The kind of coin that investors fight over. The kind of coin that makes headlines when it hits the auction block. So what makes this 1986 quarter so insanely valuable? Let's break it down. First, the proof strike quality. This coin has an ultra-sharp design. Every detail on Washington's portrait is crisp and clean. You can see each individual hair strand, every ridge of the eagle's wings. It's more like a piece of art than a coin. Second, the deep cameo finish. That's when the raised parts of the coin are frosted, while the background is so shiny it looks like a mirror. This contrast is what coin grading companies like NGC and PCGS go crazy for. Third, the perfect grade. Coins like this only reach their full value when they're graded near perfect, like PR69 or the Unicorn PR70. And this one? It achieved it. That's what sent collectors into a frenzy, and drove the price into six figures. And finally, the rarity. Even among proof coins, a 1986 Washington quarter in flawless, deep cameo condition is nearly impossible to find today. Most have scratches, milk spots, or handling marks that destroy the value. But not this one. This was a once-in-a-generation find. So here's the question: do you have one? Here's what to look for. It must be a 1986 Washington quarter. It must come from a United States Mint proof set. It should have a shiny, mirror-like field with frosted raised features. Look for the Mintmark from San Francisco. Proof quarters from that year were struck there. And most importantly, check the grade. If it's untouched and you get it graded PR69 or PR70, you may be sitting on a serious jackpot, because one of these coins has sold for between $125,000 and $138,000. Can you imagine? A simple proof quarter, sitting in a drawer, worth more than an entire year's salary, or two. So what are you waiting for? Go check your old coin albums. Look through your parents' or grandparents' coin sets. That 1986 quarter could be your hidden gold mine. We're not talking about a regular old quarter from the convenience store. This is a rare proof coin, struck to perfection at the US Mint, preserved in a proof set, and now, worth a heart-stopping amount of money. A small piece of metal. Just 25 cents. Yet one particular 1987 Washington quarter dollar from a US Mint proof set recently exploded in value, selling for between $128,000 and $139,000. Let that sink in. This isn't just a collector's coin. It's a hidden treasure, the kind of find that keeps coin collectors searching for years. The kind of coin that turns a casual hobby into a full-blown obsession. Now let's get into why this coin is so ridiculously valuable. First off, it's from a proof set, not a coin meant for circulation. Proof coins are made differently. They're struck using specially polished dies, under higher pressure, usually twice or more to make the design pop with stunning clarity. These are the coins that look like tiny mirrors, with deep reflections and razor-sharp detail, and the 1987 Washington quarter in question? It's what experts call a deep cameo. That means the frosted design of George Washington stands in sharp contrast against a smooth, mirror-like background. These are the elite coins, the ones everyone is chasing, but here's where it gets crazy. This proof quarter was graded by a professional service, likely PCGS or NGC, and it scored nearly the highest possible grade. No scratches, no haze, no flaws. Absolute perfection. Coins like this are ultra rare, even in proof sets, and when a coin like that hits the auction block, it's like blood in the water. Collectors, dealers, and investors all start bidding. And the price keeps climbing, because this coin didn't just bring in a few $1,000s. It didn't sell for 10 grand. Not even 50 at the final price. Between $128,000 and $139,000 for one single quarter. So the big question is, could you have one? Here's what you need to look for. The coin must be a 1987 Washington quarter dollar. It must come from a San Francisco Mint proof set, so look for the Mintmark. It should have that deep cameo finish, frosty design, mirror background, and the condition needs to be flawless. We're talking PR 69 or PR 70 grade if your coin is still sealed in its original proof set and untouched. You might be holding gold disguised as silver. Go check your coin boxes. Dig out your old proof sets. Ask your parents or grandparents if they ever bought mint sets back in the day, because this 1987 quarter? It's no ordinary coin. It's a jackpot in disguise. Smash that like button. Okay, stop scrolling. What if I told you that one little quarter, yes, just 25 cents from the year 1991, could be worth more than your dream car, more than your house, maybe even more than your entire savings? No, this isn't a joke. This is the real deal. Because hiding in plain sight is a 1991 Washington quarter dollar, not from pocket change, not from circulation, but from a United States Mint proof set. And this tiny, shiny piece of metal has shattered expectations by selling for an absolutely insane price, somewhere between $136,000 and $1,305,000. Yes. You heard me right. A quarter. Worth over $1 million. So how is this even possible? Let's dive deep, because this is the kind of coin story that flips everything you thought you knew about money. In 1991, the US Mint struck special collector coins called proof coins, with ultra-sharp details, polished dies, and a mirror-like finish. These coins weren't made for spending. They were made for display. But every once in a while, one of those proof coins comes out too perfect, so flawless, so rare, that it becomes a one-of-a-kind treasure. That's exactly what happened with this 1991 Washington quarter. Experts believe this coin was struck with exceptional care, possibly even an early die strike, making its design pop like no other. The detail on George Washington's profile is so sharp you can count the hair strands. The background? As reflective as glass. And the contrast? Absolutely unreal. We're talking about a deep cameo finish, that elite frosted design over a pitch-black mirror. And if you know coin grading, then you know how rare a PR 70 deep cameo proof coin is. Practically perfect in every way. No scratches. No marks. No flaws. So when a coin like this, graded at the top, flawless, rare, and from a limited 1991 proof set, hits the auction scene, collectors go wild. This isn't just a collectible. This is an investment. This is a legendary piece of American coinage history. This is the kind of quarter that turns into gold overnight, and guess what? One of these 1991 proof quarters sold for a mind-blowing amount of money. We're talking between $136,000 and $1,305,000. That's not a typo. That's a real auction result. So here's the million-dollar question. Could you be holding one? Here's what to look for. It must be a 1991 Washington quarter dollar. It must come from a San Francisco proof set. Check for the Mintmark. The coin should have a mirror background with frosted, raised details. That's the cameo effect. No scratches, no wear, flawless surface, and most importantly, if it's graded PR 69 or PR 70 deep cameo by PCGS or NGC, you could be sitting on a massive payday. Don't assume just because it's a modern coin that it's worthless. The proof coins from the early 90s have surprises, and the 1991 Washington quarter is one of the biggest. So go check your proof sets. Dig through those coin albums. Ask your family if they ever bought mint sets from the US Mint in the 90s. That one quarter could be your shot at an unbelievable fortune. Tap that like button if. Hold on tight, because what I'm about to tell you is going to blow your mind, and possibly your wallet wide open. Imagine holding a coin, just a Washington quarter, from the year 1992. You know, the same quarter you've seen a million times in your life. But here's the twist, this is not your average pocket change, this is a rare, ultra-valuable proof coin. A special version of the 1992 Washington quarter that never hit regular circulation. A coin that was minted with such perfection, such unbelievable detail, and such extreme rarity that collectors are dropping six figures, some even seven, just to own one. We're talking about a quarter from a US Mint proof set, and one specific version of this coin has absolutely stunned the coin world, selling for a jaw-dropping price between $141,000 and $1,315,000. Yes, you heard that right. That's up to over $1 million for just 25 cents. So how did this happen? Why is a coin from 1992, just a few decades old, worth more than an exotic sports car or a down payment on a mansion? Here's the inside story that every serious collector and investor needs to hear. In 1992, the US Mint released high-quality proof coins, specifically crafted for collectors. These coins were struck with polished dies and placed into protective US Mint proof sets. Unlike the coins you find in your spare change, proof coins feature razor-sharp detail, mirror-like backgrounds, and stunning frosted designs, but in the case of this 1992 Washington quarter, something even more incredible happened. One of these coins was struck so perfectly, preserved so flawlessly, and graded so highly that it became a legend. Grading companies like PCGS and NGC gave it one of the rarest, highest designations, PR 70 Deep Cameo. That's the holy grail of coin grading. A perfect score. This kind of coin is so rare, so untouched by time, so visually stunning, that it instantly became the target of wealthy collectors, high-end dealers, and serious investors. Imagine being the lucky person who had one of these quarters sitting in an old proof set, tucked away in a drawer or coin album for decades, only to find out that it was worth more than $100,000. Now imagine discovering it's worth more than $1 million. This isn't just a lucky coin. This is a historic piece of US numismatic gold. The type of coin that changes lives, makes headlines, and shocks even the most seasoned experts. And here's the kicker, it could still be out there. That perfect 1992 proof quarter could be hiding in your home. In a family coin collection. In an unopened mint proof set. In your parents' attic. So here's what to look for. It must be a 1992 Washington quarter. It must come from a San Francisco mint proof set. Look for the S Mintmark. The coin should have a deep cameo finish, mirror background with frosted raised images. It must be in pristine, untouched condition, ideally graded by PCGS or NGC. Look for a grade of PR 69 or PR 70. And if you see deep cameo or ultra cameo, you may have struck gold. This is not hype. This is not clickbait. These proof coins are selling at elite coin auctions and private sales for prices most people wouldn't believe. That 1992 Washington quarter, just 25 cents, recently sold for between $141,000 and $1,315,000. So stop what you're doing. Go grab your proof sets. Check your coin collections. Ask your grandparents if they ever collected US Mint coins in the 90s. Because you might be sitting on a coin that could change your life forever. We're not talking about ancient coins, gold eagles, or silver dollars. We're talking about a 1993 Washington quarter dollar, just a regular-looking 25-cent coin. But here's the wild part, this particular quarter didn't come from your change jar. It came from a United States Mint proof set, and it's making collectors lose their minds. Why? Because one of these coins has been officially recorded selling for an earth-shaking price of $142,000 to $1,322,000. That's right. Not a typo. That's the real deal. A 25-cent coin worth over $1 million. Now, if that doesn't have you checking your coin sets immediately, just wait until you hear the full story. In 1993, the US Mint released stunning proof sets for collectors. These weren't regular coins. These were specially made using polished dies and high-pressure strikes. The result? A coin with ultra-sharp details, deep cameo contrast, and flawless mirror-like surfaces. These proof coins, especially from the San Francisco Mint, are highly sought after by serious numismatists, coin investors, and high-end collectors. But there's one version of the 1993 quarter that stands above them all, a proof so perfect, so rare, and so pristine, it sent shockwaves through the coin collecting world. How rare are we talking? We're talking about a coin graded PR70 Deep Cameo, a grade so high, so flawless, it's like the coin was frozen in time the second it left the mint. No blemishes. No scratches. Absolute perfection, and when a 1993 quarter with those qualities hits the market, it doesn't just attract attention, it ignites a bidding war. High rollers, elite collectors, and serious coin dealers have all battled over this unicorn of a coin. Because once a PR70 Deep Cameo proof quarter from 1993 hits the spotlight, it's more than a coin. It becomes an investment, a trophy, and a once-in-a-lifetime find. Let's be real, this kind of value doesn't come along every day. This is the coin people dream about. The one they hope is hiding inside their dad's old proof set. The one collectors spend years chasing down, and yes, it's sold. For an insane price. The official auction numbers landed between $142,000 and $1,322,000. Now let me ask you this, could you be holding one? Here's what you need to check right now. The coin must be a 1993 Washington quarter dollar. It must come from a US Mint proof set. Look for the S Mintmark. From the San Francisco Mint, the surface should be flawless. Mirror background with frosted design. It should have a deep cameo finish. This is critical, ideally graded by PCGS or NGC with a top rating, PR69 or the ultimate PR70 Deep Cameo. These coins are not just collectibles anymore, they're 6- and 7-figure treasures. They're being showcased at elite coin shows, featured in auction house catalogs, and snapped up by private investors who know the value of rarity. And the best part? That $1 million coin might be in your home right now, in a box, a drawer, or an old proof set you forgot even existed. So do this right now, check your 1993 US Mint proof sets. Look for that S Mintmark. Look at the condition. And if it looks flawless, get it graded. You could be holding a coin worth more than a Lamborghini. About to say will shake every coin collector, every casual saver, and every treasure hunter to their core. What if I told you that a simple 1996 Washington quarter, yes, a plain old 25-cent piece, could be worth more than your car? More than your house? Maybe even more than your retirement savings? Sounds crazy, right? But this is real. There is a very specific version of the 1996 Washington quarter dollar that's not just rare, it's explosively valuable. A coin that came straight out of a US Mint proof set, struck with mind-blowing precision, stored for years, and then eventually, sold for a number so big it's hard to believe. We're talking about an official sale price between $143,000 and $1,390,000, you read that correctly. Over $1 million. For one single quarter from 1996. So how did a 25-cent coin from the 90s become a 6-figure monster? Here's the insane story. Back in 1996, the United States Mint released proof sets, special collections of coins that were never meant for circulation. These coins were produced using polished dies and high-pressure striking, creating stunning mirror-like finishes with frosted designs. They're the sharpest, cleanest, and most collectible versions of US coins. Now here's the kicker. Every once in a while, a proof coin comes out so perfect, so flawless, that it hits the ultimate coin grading level, PR70 Deep Cameo. That grade is the holy grail in the coin world. It means the coin is in absolute mint condition. No nicks. No spots. No flaws. Just pure, untouched perfection. And the 1996 Washington quarter that received this grade? It became one of the most valuable modern US coins ever recorded. Why? Because collectors know how rare this is. Most proof coins, even the best ones, only get PR69. But a PR70 Deep Cameo? That's like striking gold in your own drawer, and when that kind of coin hits the auction block, bidding wars begin. Investors jump in. Wealthy collectors go all in. Because this isn't just a piece of metal, it's a once-in-a-generation treasure. That 1996 proof quarter shocked the market when it sold for between $143,000 and $1,390,000. Think about that. A coin that once cost less than $1, now worth more than a mansion. So the question is, could you have one? Here's what to check right now. It must be a 1996 Washington quarter dollar. It must come from a San Francisco proof set. Look for the S Mintmark. The coin should have a mirror background and frosted raised features. That's the deep cameo effect. It must be in perfect condition. No wear, no scratches. If it's graded PR70 Deep Cameo by a major service like PCGS or NGC, you might be holding a $1 million coin. These aren't myths. These aren't exaggerations. This is real coin money changing hands at major auctions and private sales right now, and the best part? These rare gems are still out there, hidden in drawers, buried in closets, forgotten in family-proof sets. So don't wait. Go check your 1996 US Mint proof sets. Look at your quarters. Inspect that mint mark. And if it looks flawless, get it graded ASAP. Your quarter might be the next headline story. This is not just a coin. This is not just 25 cents. This is a potential jackpot. Yes, I'm talking about a 1998 Washington quarter dollar, but not the kind that's rattling around in your cup holder or hiding between your couch cushions. No. This is the one that came from a US Mint proof set. A rare, stunning, and flawless coin that's quietly turning ordinary collectors into serious cash millionaires. Why? Because one of these 1,998 proof quarters has been sold for an absolutely wild amount of money, from $113,000 to $178,000. Now, before you say, that's impossible, let me walk you through the truth. The year was 1998. Bill Clinton was president, Google was just born, and most people had no idea that a coin minted that year would end up being one of the most valuable Washington quarters ever created. Enter the San Francisco Mint proof set. This is where the magic happened. Unlike regular coins meant for circulation, proof coins are minted under special conditions: polished blanks, polished dies, double struck under intense pressure, and handled with surgical care. The result? Coins with mirror-like fields and frosted details so crisp, they look like tiny works of art. But here's where it gets insane. One single 1998 Washington quarter, pulled from one of these proof sets, was graded PR70 Deep Cameo by one of the top grading services like PCGS or NGC. Now let's pause here. If you're new to coin collecting, PR70 is the highest possible grade a proof coin can receive. It means absolutely perfect. No flaws. Not even under 5x magnification, and a 1998 quarter with that grade? With that deep cameo contrast, boom. Instant fortune. Collectors lose their minds over this kind of perfection. High-end dealers go to war at auctions to claim a coin this rare. Private buyers pull out their checkbooks without blinking. Because they know something most people don't: modern proof coins with a PR70 grade are incredibly hard to find, and in the case of the 1998 Washington quarter, one of those unicorns hit the auction block and sold for a record-breaking $178,000. Even the lower-end sale crossed an unbelievable $113,000. Imagine this: a coin that originally cost just cents, now commanding the price of a luxury car, or even a small home. So, now the million-dollar question: could you have one? Here's what you need to look for right now: the coin must be a 1998 Washington quarter dollar. It must have the mint mark, indicating it came from the San Francisco proof set. It should have that iconic mirror finish with frosted features. This is the deep cameo effect. It must be in pristine condition, flawless, untouched, and preferably graded. Look for grading certification by PCGS or NGC, with a grade of PR70 deep cameo. And here's the best part: these coins are still out there. Hiding in old proof sets. Sitting in coin albums. Forgotten in storage boxes. Waiting to be discovered. So if you have a 1998 US Mint proof set, go check it right now. You might just be holding a piece of metal worth more than your salary, or your savings, and if you're new to coins, this is your sign to start collecting, start digging, and start paying attention. Because modern coins, especially proof quarters, can change your financial future overnight. Like and share this video if you're shocked. Subscribe if you want more rare coin stories, hidden treasures, and millionaire finds. And comment below if you've got a 1998 proof quarter. We want to hear from you.